Heidi Laochra do ni etwa skrif mar grama do kette fatherfan.
Is better down a chuhin son tact fear agus an dríocht do bhain instead cluficanis omán go háid a thugan Corca agus Tipperary faoina chéile agus sin mar a bhí sé in dhéireann an nochtúdí. Skill, dícos agus character Mora. Viidir a Cork go díobh. Agus ag tús na bíanaí dú seacht viidir in ardra. Bhí a championí na héireann iad agus bhí leathú leach ber chraibh na móna bhruchint gon séú blias a chéile. Écht na réide le éanaar an eile bhaint amach go dtí sin.
Bhí Corcaigh ina ríthe ceart chuig go món ar feigh bhad. Nuair is míonn tóir cecho láidir is atá craibh na món go raibh Corcaigh có láidir san agus in sin is géad féin.
Doch ógadíochtá sé go raibh lábhanóachtar gan dós Corcaigh agus fiúháin is dóchar in 87 rud Moras was a hála ná Derek Jimmy Barrias as a bhirn. Ach a gannón céanna bhí cúplaim rá nuair treis taketeach freisin agus go hála nuair a bhain tú tréimh na héan in 87. Bhí mar ag tú go meach an bugimícht in 87.
Bhí Tipperary i ddíriú steach ar chraibh na món chamá, cumortas nar rúdar le bliana déag. In 87 thugad ar faoi ríist agus is dochasí mar bhí déad ar Laochra buite a bainistíocht dartha.
We were out of the scene from the All-Ireland that I was in 1971, so I inherited a team with Theo English and Dorian Neal as my co-selector. It took us probably 6 months to put the final touches to the squad that we actually needed.
Most of the players were in awe of these three men. They had won numerous All-Irelands with Tip in the 60s and their last one in 1971. They were a very good team together and they instilled a lot of confidence.
He got a lot of professional people in with him. We weren't used to that type of thing before that, so Babs had a big input in reviving tip hurling at the time.
agus Tipperary in chéile. Go na championí agus ráháidir na coitíon tuchta. Bhí go deabar baile díanta ag na Tipperary.
Bhí mutar Tipperary i dul isteach íon ceann san agus ar tlí amháin nuair tlí eile bhí ar anna ggóchasach. Bhí an áit pacáilte, bhí sé dómh le daoine ach rud amháin a bhí anna hiléir ó hús an cluiche ná cé chó dhéagraiseach is a bhí siad, cé chó diongamhailta is a bhí siad chun bua bhainte amach an lá sin.
When you're All-Ireland champions, the following year you're always there to be knocked off your perch, and particularly in Munster hurling. Babs is a great character. He always seemed to get the best out of him, particularly when it was against Cork. So we knew going in that day that it was going to be a hell of a battle.
John Heffernan here. Nice cornerback play.
Mickey got a goal.
Inside towards Nicholas English to settle the Munster final with the boot. Would you believe he scored?
It was early in the second half. I think I was involved in it myself. I don't mind saying so, but got the ball in the middle of the field and struck it in. It was a nice delivery.
Nraig, níor bhíon cumánaige, súla sáid soccer style an son, déach sé George, déach sé go séisteach sa chúna lena chós, agus anna chúlót, you know, as aní ní chéamach le agus bhí sé na rí ag an ómson, bhí sé bhar a cléthe.
And I think we'd gone 7 lines up and we're thinking maybe this is it.
Fitzgerald unable to get it up onto his stick, but it comes to Hennessy. He scored some great goals in the past for Cork. It's a backyard kickstand. Cork are ahead for the first time. Tip know what they must do. Get 2 points or get a goal and win it. Tip have a free just inside the 45-metre line.
Pat wasn't a known free taker. Actually, I think if I was to pick out anyone in the forward line to take them frees, I wouldn't be picking Pat, but he nailed them over the bar.
Pat Fox is the taker. He's content with a point to cut the lead down to the very bare minimum.
There was only a few seconds left on the last one, and just that was only about 30 yards out. And I remember just saying to Bobby Ryan, "This is it."
This is the most crucial point that Pat Fox has ever taken to level it up. The sides are level.
It was fantastic, and there was great credit due to Pat because the pressure he was under was unreal. And if we lose that match, I think that team would have broken up.
And it ends. Cork, 1 goal and 18 points. Tipperary, 1 goal and 18. What a match it's been.
Tarly and Ruddy Egsule, they're a gachle. Better gur bioganin and da have. Ach, tríd better gur torre fivion. Ach, vi an sort bua sort spiritual to better eg Tibradaran. Eg dulles jachkadi and a himmert cappen.
Gwnaf gynach as y gilarn yw fe'n ahymyrt, ach ba'n carw cliffe ag Tipperary yn ystod fe Gael yn sawr syna. Fiw ugos yn wontosh dy synacab, yn ros ag ein yna, Ken Tibble Laochra.
And that is his very first point in this year's championship.
But it was a huge occasion. I mean, I think there should be more of it taking Cork and Tipperary to Killarney. Sun splitting the stones below there. Massive build up to the game.
Sort lá difriúil a bhíán, lá eistech a bhíán. Agus near husig Tipperary and Gamachar Chorbe is quibbing Pat Fox a Cailúnt Ryan Willie Sarah go Lewis a Clihe.
Position to take the free. And yet again, he's put it wide.
The first 3 frees I took, I think I drove the 3 of them wide. And I said, Genie, I'll be looking out to the sideline here now shortly if I keep this up. But lucky enough, I got the 4th one and I got a bit of confidence back.
Cork were really on top in the first 20 minutes. And they led us by about 6 points, I think, around that period. I think we had enough experience to realise that we were playing well, but Cork were playing exceptionally well. And I think we'd have been wrong to make any move.
This is a dream start for the Munster and All-Ireland champions. Touchdown by Pat Hartnett. At this stage, with Tipperary needing a bit of inspiration, will they consider a change? Nicky English! Great goal!
The ball broke through underneath Bobby Ryan's legs and he just collected it and slotted it straight into the net, which was another typical Nicky goal, you know what I mean? He was the class player he was. He just stuck it away when we needed it.
Tony O'Sullivan, who wasn't known for getting a whole lot of goals throughout his career, got what I thought was a very legitimate goal. And when I keep looking back on it, I see no reason why that goal was disallowed, you know. And that was a crucial stage in the game for us. And if we had got that, maybe we would have went on to win that Munster Championship.
Yeah, well, you know, I tacht god jere an seachú nóméid, right, mar tá cuimhnear Lándaoine an ónsaí sin a rinne Nicky English.
Ken Hogan will be in a mighty hurry. Tip know what they must do. They have to point or goal. No room for delaying now. It's between Donny O'Connell and Pat Hartnett. Nicholas English going through. What a moment this is. Over the bar, the sides are level.
Vidini ra, you know, Therese and Shakhtar Nomad Bedr Carcato, Tort Fui Cool. Ach, Rinne Shen Rud Cart, mar nor a vian chance got for na churr cho score. Agus nor nach me an chance co glan, agus a chiapan dine tana he diachain. Rinne Shen Rud Cart.
So it ends 117 to 117, and there will be extra time.
Mora Hannigan, Tom Precious, Rev Derek van Cocky, Revan and his team wing.
Cork still the leaders. Dennis Walsh now operating at centre half back. That's Aidan Ryan who chips over the point, and it's Donny O'Connell who has the opening. The sides are deadlocked, 121 apace.
We had the use of our side, and we had a greater will to come out, and this is what happened. Like we overwhelmed Cork in the extra time that day in Killarney.
Hannig Michael died as Jack, agus sort super sub amachas amach a chrochig sé go raibh ann, agus an fór sé sin gachúil, agus an sin fór Donny O'Connell an cean eile, agus bhí lead a bhaintear Hibredar an híosar an taobhlín an sin, agus Hannig na slúit isteachar an bark.
The All-Ireland champions, the Munster champions Cork are out, and Tip are the new kings of Munster.
Richard Stakelum didn't give the speech that the famine was over, and you know, it was the beginning of great things.
Tipperary people will probably remember it more than the All-Irelands that were won, because the amount of Tipperary people that stayed for more than a half an hour after the match and see Tipperary people crying with that success.
Éis céad seachtú med Gael chaimhlín tháinig deireadh le gorta Hebrideáin. Thugad ar Gael i glufa leachanis na héireann, ach éis sem mua stairiú le gréibh na mún, déala se bhathú.
Munster final without Cork and Tipperary isn't the Munster final at all.
An bblion ar gcéann bhí chulagan na sú le cá epiciach a glufa canis na mún na Páirc na Gael. Éis sem mua 1987, bhí Hebrideáin i gcéir gríma chuineal ar chréibh na mún, agus úsáid na gháil 100 milliún níos fuideach an cín.
The Munster final, there was great anticipation for it, but I can remember it was a very windy day. The weather wasn't great, and the match really wasn't good either. There wasn't any great excitement like in 87, I suppose, but that was hard to follow on.
Cé go raibh cúpla imrán nó treis takeisteach, ní raibh an backbone going really in 8-8.
You could see there was a bit of transition period coming into Cork hurling, but it showed the confidence that was within Tipperary at that stage. A young team that were hungry to actually repeat the dose again in Cork.
Towards Cormac Bonner now at full forward. It's a goal!
Teams are now looking to put the big, strongest man that you have in your team in around the square, and Tip had it that day, certainly in Cormac Bonner, and he was the man that maybe changed the game.
Colin Bonner, match into injury time, and that's it, it's all over. And Tipperary have retained the Munster Championship.
Bhí Cailún Mór going really in a Tipperary agus gandát win deire leis an grúpa sin.
To lose by a point to Tipperary is a disaster, and to lose by 9 points, it's a heavy defeat, you know. Questions were being asked at that stage, like, is this the end of the road for a lot of the Cork team?
Seconds away now from one of the great annual
Éis sem
occasions.
mua réintrum thug Hebrideáin ar Gael i glufa canis na héireann. Bhí bliain eile caite agus go leor fólam takeab. Beidir muinínach go meach an lá lethub, ach bhí deis Gael rách réamh as i chéalach rúchaint, rud a rinne siad.
Between the teams at the moment, and Galway have a 2-point advantage again. It's Galway's day. The cup goes back to the west.
Ach ní roiad a bhí na Tipperary fannacht, mar chrochad ar lethub chun bhí cáirhín bliain dar Gael in éintrum.
Yes, like his uncle Pat Stakelum 40 years ago, Bobby Ryan receives.
Ach a bblion dar Gael, 19 chlufa canis na mún, Hebrideáin, championí na héireann, agus fuir an chorca ar a fón díaltas a rúb. Maideag nuocha, chlufa canis na mún, Corca agus Hebrideáin in áir go chéile ríist. Bhí an Hebrideáin rán an nódar, ach bhí fuir an nua chun le chéile Corca.
Bhí management team nua going, tháinig an ceann isteach, tháinig Joel McCarthy, agus bhí sort spread nua ag éirí a ríist oning.
Certainly the first thing that we said about was trying to get some of the more experienced players like Kevin Hennessy, Tomás Mulcahy, who had lost out I think the previous year, and we felt that maybe, you know, there was still a bit of hurling left in those two lads.
Well, a rís bhí Tipperary ag teachtas Jack go dtíon count son in is rééis dóibh créibh na héireann a bhóchant. Beidir go raibh ar beagán in rámhaoiníach ach bíonn sé an deachar dul isteach ag glutha canis na mún in ag Corcaigh agus tú bheith rámhaoiníach.
Ach nó leinntaí beag go raibh an glufa, go bhúir de bhí ar an rud a dúirt Babs Keating faoin na Corcaigh.
There was a lot made of Babs' comments as after Babs Keating's comments about donkeys don't win derbies, and that had been in the press leading up to it maybe for a week to 10 days. Did we use it to our advantage? Of course we did.
Well, donkeys don't win derbies. See the stars as no donkey. But Father Michael O'Brien, being the cute, wily old fox, told his players that they were referred to as donkeys in Tipperary, and that was not true.
Being in the dressing room with the lads that day, I mean, you just felt no matter who they were playing, there was just this determination within the team to show themselves and to show the Cork public that they could play hurling, that they weren't representative of what happened the previous 2 years, that they had a great love for the jersey and a great passion for the game, and that all came out of the dressing room door and it all went in the field.
So with a vengeance, he's got his second point. Kieran McGuckin. Whipped in beautifully. Cork needing a score, and they've got it for Mark Foley. But is it inside the score? It isn't. It's a goal. Yes, a goal.
My abiding memory is Mark Foley's display at centre forward. Mark would have been one of the newer players brought into the team, and it was his first Munster final, and I think he scored something like 2 goals and 7 points.
Foley gets there ahead of him. Foley puts it over the bar. Played inside towards Mark Foley.
Hug Mark Foley count in a chessbant is fair a chunig mystery I gleich no in Lhasa. Ní len doubt in wagonach got a bit Foley and diffiult a viad in a foreign in Lhasa.
Mark Foley. Oh, can he seal it with another goal? It's denied. It's a goal.
The rare mar a bhí rudí a titim a machi richen cléhib. Gur hánig an sort shanna crediv a rash is Jachin Imrory Chorky.
We had a fierce resolve in that team, and a lot of the guys, particularly the older guys that had been coaxed to come back into the team, they certainly had a burning desire to prove like that they were better than people were giving them credit for.
A second goal for John Fitzgibbon. Is there a tip response, or is it all too late? It's all over. A stunning victory for Cork.
It was disappointing because we were going for 4 in a row. I don't think had been achieved by any Tipperary team. And we were stunned after.
That day Cork did deliver, and they delivered huge scores, and I mean the Red Army that was above there that day really enjoyed that victory.
Husband Cork go gur a craobh na mún tiltte go maithecab, mar d'fhéidir lob Gael Wallace sa gluficanis an chéad le gon double stadiúil sin.
Hennessy still going through. Inside towards John Fitzgibbon, a goal scorer just a moment ago. There's another one.
Bhíonn de riocht ionach amach tar éis dóibh créibh na hÉireann bhaint amach san imáint agus a fel níach a mis a riamh rihé sin a tar lo beidir nach tar Laochra ríis le malínse ach bhí sé de frihléid a gcuin é sin a eáil.
I remember that feeling there when I got up the steps to get the McCarthy Cup, and I did make a comment afterwards about that we'll be back again in 2 weeks' time for the Football Ireland as well.
Bhí hés más cuinnam an dáir an le chéile an ardán stocha gorcaig ihe deilún sin le Sam Maguire agus Liam McCarthy.
That was a special feat, and just to be part of that alone was just tremendous for all Cork sporting people, I suppose, particularly, but for any individual involved with the hurling team or the football, I mean, that will go down in history.
An bhliain dar gíon, muideag na chaíon, casú na championí óchtúnaí agus na ar chéile é barcí chuí bh glufi canis cúge eile. Haston na Tipperary an méide bainú rob an bhliain river sin all it ash.
So tip pressing. Cork defending.
After having a few success at Munster finals, we were mad to get back and win another one.
The game. Space at a premium. Nicely outside to Michael Clearing. He's put it over the bar, and Tip have taken
The
lead.
atmosphere that was in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, I never witnessed anything like it before in my life.
Anna Coimhlintí fad a bhí going an lá sin, bhí sé cruaig, bhí sé deachar agus bhí an amant go maith.
Shot by O'Sullivan. Well in there. Hennessy's inside. The goal. It's a goal by Kevin Hennessy.
Artlathe go Joe a bhí ann, artlathe fadar fad. Ach bhí gach cumar an scéal go raibh Corcaigh I bhd dóibh go mór luas a cluiche.
There's another goal. Trying to go the Muldearach towards goal. Inside nicely. And it's another one.
There was goals coming so quickly that you couldn't keep up with it. Like, it was such an epic game.
What a great run forward. Nicky English. Oh, they need a score badly, and Lahey might provide it. He's got the goal. John Lahey with a goal after 20 minutes.
I know that we were in a very good position to win that game. I think that we were 8 or 9 points up one stage of the game, coming up maybe 10-15 minutes to go. But Tipperary finished very, very strongly.
We gradually kept into the game by doing what you believe in, doing what you're trained to do.
There's a goal chance here for Tipperary. A crucial one in that.
Beidir go bheith sin a heasbáin an sort neart aigine a bhí ag teachtasteach ionta.
But now, it's a chance for Tipperary to apply some pressure on the Cork defence, and it's Nicky English going forward. He's lost the hurley, kicking in, and he has put it wide.
Agus na muir chuúil ar nos go raibh sé ar fóríal níor chreid nichi iad is cuivanlum nichi a dul isteach chucha agus é gén piorthú.
Poor Kevin Hennessy an Julian agus Capamol Goromar own go raibh sé hart ach fuór Pat Fox an Shensternach.
Lahey stopped however by Considine. It runs loose and there are players advancing on Ger Cunningham's goal. One of them is Lahey. Cunningham coming out. Still a pile up in front there as we watch Pat Fox try to take possession and he's put it over the bar and it's no more than they deserve.
I was lucky that the ball broke back to me and I got the score to equalise, so we were very lucky to stay afloat that day.
Bob's Keating wanting to make some late changes. Who'd be a manager and it's going to go to a replay.
From a Cork perspective, we felt we left the game after us, being honest with you. You have to give credit to Tipperary. They never panicked. They never gave up the ghost. They kept fighting to the end.
Has the Láile mar sin, agus is a nóirla saoile hála se.
The replay was certainly a fantastic occasion. There was some crowd that I've never seen a crowd entirely so full. Really, it was bursting at the seams. It certainly was one of the greatest Munster finals that I've experienced anyway, you know. The current in the air, the atmosphere, it was electric from the word go.
Taken up there by John Lahey, driven down to find the first Cormac corner who's lost the stick, looking for Fox.
Ní raibh Mickey ag immert an lá san ahimmert, mi bhí sé gortathe. Agus buile mór a bhí ann de hibridáran ag dul isteach don cluiche sin gan imróir chud thábhachtach len Nicky English. Agus beidir gur bheith sin an láis fearr a bhí acha, mar beidir gur raibh ar na himróirí eile seasamh sús, seasamh in airde, agus iad féin a chorchan cín agus na scórna áil. Agus hánig Laochra nua ar an bhód ceapim siad a hibridáran an lásan.
Dennis Walsh, but it comes out as far as John Lahey and he's put it over the bar. Fitzgibbon going in alone, tremendous run in towards Kevin Hennessy. Space at a premium, looking for some room to turn, and he's got a goal!
I can remember Kevin Hennessy when he got a goal as well, and he jumped up into the air, and I think it put him 9 points up at one stage, and I think we have no hope of winning this game.
Bhí an taithí sin ag imróirí hibridáran inis. Bhí isacha go raibh siad ábalta iad féin a haringtamach as na deacrachtaí san.
Declan Carr on towards Cormac Bonner, who makes so many things happen for this Tipperary full forward line, and that's Fox, who rifles it over the crossbar.
The ball broke to me in the corner, and I could remember just Ger Cunningham coming off the line, and I said if I could get to the ball before him and I flick it, I might have a chance.
Ger Cunningham coming out, and it's a goal! It's a goal!
Like if Ger Cunningham had stayed on the line, I mightn't have got the goal. The way it turned out was very lucky for me.
The Cork crowd always blame the Tipperary crowd for this, but behind Ger Cunningham's goal in that second half period, and they certainly did break the momentum maybe of concentration on the Cork lads.
The All-Ireland champions, the Munster champions, are they about to lose their title?
Is más cuilim hen, gonnean Aidan Ryan an blachorm hen, agus fórsir cool as, agus nóra chasme timpel, connig me an slóig tachtasteach sa fark.
We had Cork bet. We'd waited for this for 12 months. The biggest memory I have is a man running in a wheelchair, being pushed in by a carer, doing a full semicircle inside in the middle of the pitch and taking that man back out in the wheelchair. It was amazing. I don't think it was ever seen before in a hurling field.
We hated losing to Tipperary. The last thing that we wanted to do going to Thurles was go 9 points up and to lose the match. I mean, we were distraught after the game. I mean, heads were down big time.
A great moment for the Holy Cross Valley Cathal.
Bhí na Tipperary Coimhlintí ríist. Fuair sé de ceannasáir Gael sa gluife leachcheannis agus buiad rábhfuil láidir na coitian tuchta gon chluife ceannis in Naikilchonne.
To a 2-point lead. He's got a goal! Tipperary have waited for, have planned for, and now have worked for. Declan Carr accepts the Liam McCarthy Cup. It goes back to the Premier County.
Brú Tipperary agus Cork craobh na héireann faoi chrí atarab nach ar fóig bliana. Idir 1987 agus 1991. Tugann sé sin léargus ar Cechomá agus a bhí na fórne agus chudíon agus a bhí na Coimhlintí atarab.